Previously, some of our would-be heroes ventured off the path through the wandering forest. Lee, Sudi, and Edie found themselves set upon by a huge chitinous creature with long mandibles oozing with saliva, its 5 eyes glaring hungrily as it charged the now fleeing heroes. Abandoning the surface chase, the creature burrowed underground, and our heroes found themselves far from where they expected to be. The trail nowhere in sight, and the ground beneath them beginning to shake and destabilize. The creature burst forth from the forest floor and tore into Edie's fragile flesh, rendering her unconscious. Then, as quickly as it appeared, the creature was gone, along with the memories of it having been there at all. Edie, however, retained mortal wounds. Wounds that Sudi and Lee could not fathom where they could have come from until they noticed fresh blood dripping from their own weapons, and finding themselves mere paces away from the huge white leafless tree with a mutilated gnome hanging far out on a branch. Those remaining on the trail attempted to investigate their missing party members, to the result of Nona Ellie also vanishing as a thick fog seemed to consume her, the rope tied to her going slack, while Nona found herself facing what appeared to be a scene of Lee and Sudi having just assaulted Edie. Wid, Mavli, and Quinn, unsure what they could do, decided following the path to find the children was the best course of action. Walking through the wandering forest, carefully staying on the path until Quinn could go no further, nearly collapsing from mounting exhaustion. And so camp was set, and Wid stood vigilant watch, or so she planned. The group back at the tree, realizing they had been teleported back several hours worth of travel, decided to do their best to try and catch up with the rest, and walked for a few hours before also settling down for a night's rest. Strange and harrowing dreams beset those who slept, willingly or otherwise. Were they dreams or were they memories? Were the memories accurate, or did they portend events still to come to pass? Regardless, those who experienced these visions were left shaken and unsure. Mavli, on the other hand, seemed to have been taken to another place entirely. A small room with a locked door, filled with hundreds of porcelain dolls. A small cauldron sat in the center of the room with a rusted ladle dangling from the side and a note that read, "The key is in the cauldron. Drink up. Don't cheat, or else." Mavli tried to cheat and found herself brutally torn to pieces by the suddenly animated porcelain dolls, only to reawaken, her arms and legs covered with small bleeding slashes in a small room with a cauldron and a rusted ladle dangling from the side and a note that read, "The key is in the cauldron. Drink up. Don't cheat, or else." After reluctantly eating the contents, which proved to be Sister Cavern's Fall, Mavli took the key and left the room, only to find herself in the woods with 5 figures in the distance. Now split into 3 separate groups. Can our heroes endure the trials to come? Will the team's resolve hold up? Will odds roll in their favor? Fear the strangers in your midst. Never play games of fate. We will start tonight, I think, with
Lee's watch.
Lee's watch. And Lee had just fallen asleep on her watch. Let me adjust the audio here.
So do we have at least 2 short rests?
So you don't typically do short rests while you're doing long rests. It's kind of one or the other. if a long rest fails, I'll typically give you the option to take a short rest instead. Okay. Real quick, I need to send a text. To a person.
Probably just his mom.
It's totally my mother.
He's always texting his mother.
Yeah,
We talk all the
because
time.
that's something that I always do. Okay, Lee, you are standing watch. Did I have you roll a sanity saving throw before you fell asleep?
I remember rolling before falling asleep and rolling not ideally. So probably.
We did a sanity saving throw when we were looking at Edie, and then we did a constitution one before we fell asleep.
Okay. All right. Lee, you're on watch. You feel your eyes getting heavy. The eerie silence of the forest weighs on you. It becomes increasingly difficult to keep your eyes awake. And eventually, the burden becomes too heavy to bear and your eyes close. You find yourself in that weird place where you think you're awake, but you recognize that you have fallen asleep. And there's that kind of sudden change in gravity as your head kind of drops down and you realize that you've fallen asleep and wake up again. Except this time, instead of just kind of nodding off and coming back, you nod off and then you awaken to the sound of a cracking twig nearby.
Okay. Lee jolts up and stares in the direction of the snapping sound, and puts her hand on her sword and kind of just readies herself and listens intently.
Okay.
Did she see anything? Just hear a snap.
Make a perception check.
I got a 20.
20. As you're looking, you notice that Nona is not in the same position that she was when you last glanced over at her. She looks as if she's asleep, but she's definitely moved.
Okay. Not in the same position as in she could have just rolled over, or looks like she's physically in a different spot?
Could have rolled over.
Just something looks off and I can't nail down why, kind of
Yeah,
thing?
something looks off and you can't nail down exactly what. I think with a 20, you also notice that your bag has been disturbed.
Okay. Does she look as if she's fast asleep still?
She looks as if she's asleep.
Okay, and can I see her, is her face facing me or is her back to me?
Let's see.
Odds
she's facing you. She is facing you.
Okay, so she looks asleep, eyes closed, in my direction. If nothing else looks amiss other than her and the sound from the forest, I would be listening intently for additional sounds of snapping from whatever direction it's coming from, but I would be looking at her and I would be carefully pulling my bag over and trying to keep my eyes mostly on her, glancing down as needed, but definitely looking out for motion. And then I'd be checking out my bag to see if I notice what's amiss.
Okay. Yeah, you don't know what direction the snapping came from because you were asleep when it occurred. It just brought you back to wakefulness.
Okay. Yeah,
And-
I
and it-
should be listening intently then.
Okay. As you search through your bag, you notice that you're missing 2 days worth of trail rations and your wood carving kit.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and mark off those 2 days worth of rations.
We each ate a ration before we fell asleep, right?
Yes, everybody removes 1 ration every day before or after every long rest. Otherwise, you don't gain the benefits of a long rest.
Let's see. So if it's still my watch and Lee does not notice anything else and there are no additional sounds, then she would just be at the ready to wake up a different team member and would just continue her watch, looking carefully and trying to assess. And she'd be a little unnerved that her carving kit has once again been targeted.
Yeah.
And just as a reminder, Nona is not nearby me currently because of, or do we regroup?
We're in the same group right now.
Okay.
You are in the same group right now. Yeah.
Okay. Lee would just address that later, but she's a little miffed about it and unsure if it's going to end up being Nona again or if it may be someone else. And she does assume it was Nona at this point, even if she doesn't necessarily think that Nona did it knowingly or not. She's not sure, but you know.
Okay. Who's next on your watch? Or who has the next watch?
Did Edie already take us?
No, don't think so.
I don't believe so. I think Nona was first, and then Lee.
I guess Lee gets to choose who's next.
I'll go ahead and shake Sudi
Okay.
nicely, but intently. And
Well, when you do shake her, her hand shoots out beside her, and then her eyes open, and she realizes she didn't grab anything, and sits up.
Okay.
Sudi, it's your time for watch. I'm a little unnerved though, and I must tell you how it went. I almost fell asleep at a moment, and I believe I did not. And to me, it seems that Mavli looks like she has slightly changed position.
Natalie?
Was it? Sorry, it wasn't Mavli. It was.
Oh, no.
It was Nona that moved.
Dwarves
Yeah.
all look the same after a while.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She's
Sorry.
not wrong.
Looks like Nona has moved position, and I feel that something's off.
Because she moves in her sleep. Some people do that.
I'm just concerned something is off, and also you know, my carving set was missing previously, and it seems to be missing from my bag again.
And people lose their stuff too.
Yes, but that was not the case last time, as we discovered. So I just want you to pay mind and take care.
Take
I would
care
not-
of what?
Yourself and us, hopefully.
I will watch.
Well, all right then. Lee looks kind of disheveled and frustrated at trying to communicate something without getting like upset about it, because last time she definitely got a little gruff in her response about her carving kit. So she goes to settle in her bedroll and kind of watches Sudi, and she's just watching you, Sudi. Like, what do? You're just getting up ready to go for standing watch, or how do you go about it?
Yeah, she sits up, stretches a bit, and then sits there looking around her, stretching a bit more to keep awake.
Are you looking at all in Nona's direction or observing her, or just totally aloof, like not paying attention?
Looking at everyone from time to time.
Okay. Then Lee goes to settle into her bedroll and doesn't really want to actually fall asleep. So she's kind of keeping one eye open for at least a little bit, or tries to, because she's a little unnerved and not convinced that the next watch will be uneventful. So maybe I'd say maybe 20 minutes a time at least, she'd be trying to stay awake and discreetly see how the watch goes, hopefully,
Okay.
before sleep.
Great. I need then Sudi and Lee to both make Constitution saves.
19.
Whoa, 24.
All right. Lee manages to stay awake as long as you would like. And since you said 20 minutes, I'll assume that is the length that you stay awake, at which point you let yourself fall asleep.
If nothing seems amiss, yes, that is what she would do.
What is Sudi doing on her watch?
Looking as far as she can see and stretching periodically. She also turns to look at the others, see if they're moving around, since Lee seems to think there's something to that.
Yeah, it is pretty dark.
She has no light.
Yeah, it's not to the point that it's considered like black. It's dim light. The light is coming from the glowing, shifting lights in the sky, and it's creating this kind of dull glow
Are they
about.
still in view of the stars?
Yes.
In that case, she would sometimes look up distracted by them.
Okay. I need Sudi to make a sanity saving throw.
Okay. $15.
15. As Sudi diligently stands her watch, at one point she pauses at the edge of the impromptu camp and takes a moment to gaze up at the sky and appreciate and take in the comfort of that singular constellation and that glowing star that grants her a measure of comfort. Sudi recovers 6 sanity, 6 stress damage. And as you're standing there, transfixed on this star, you're not sure exactly how much time has passed. But after a while, you come to a realization that maybe you should watch instead of staring up at the sky. And as you try to move, you find that you can't.
Paralyzed or stuck in something?
Paralyzed.
Can she speak?
You try to speak, and all that comes out is a and in the corner of your vision, you see, oh crap,
She tries praying to Ferrati.
a silent prayer.
Yeah.
Okay. My document keeps closing every time I tab out, and it's really frustrating. As you're standing there, in the corner of your eye, you catch sight of something. You see a figure silently materialize from the mist. Garbed in a mix of animal hides, wood, and cloth. Its skin is ashen gray. Its eyes glow with a hellish red behind its mask. A gaunt monstrosity wearing nothing but the skull of a unicorn and a tattered cloak, seemingly stitched together from pale elven flesh.
You said the skull of a unicorn.
And the skull of a unicorn.
So that's like the skull of a donkey? Because Sudi has no idea what a unicorn is.
An equine skull with a single horn. Whatever type of equine you wish to associate that with. And this figure approaches from your periphery and walks directly towards you. And as you're standing there, kind of looking up, it looks down at you. Mavli,
Yes. Oh God.
you are in the woods.
Oh, I am. Yes. I am.
You are distraught, holding in your arms a doll.
We're good. My little buddy and I. Where am I in the woods? Z, do I recognize where I am?
It's hard to tell specifically where you are. A lot of the wandering forest looks the same and yet somehow always different.
Okay.
But you do spot 5 figures in the distance. 2 of these figures are standing.
Okay.
3 of them seem to be lying down.
Okay.
They're a bit too far away at this point to garner any specific details.
Can I tell if they are short people or tall people?
the two standing up seem to be pretty tall.
Okay. Gonna look at the doll and I'm gonna set it down and kind of pat it on its little head and say, okay, little buddy, I might be making a mistake, but here we go. I'm gonna kind of shrug my shoulders a little bit and walk towards people on the path. Leave the doll behind. 'Cause that
Okay,
might be
leave the doll
really
behind.
hard to describe. If I run into Nona, she'll have so many questions.
As you approach, you notice that the two figures standing, one of them you identify fairly quickly as Sudi. She does not seem to be moving.
Okay.
The other figure has the description that I just gave to Sudi.
Okay.
She does have a tendency to sometimes freeze and look around, so she might think she's doing that, but she's doing it for an awful long time.
Are there like any rocks or anything anywhere?
Yeah, there's like random
Can I get a
pebbles.
rock and kind of throw it at Sudi?
Yeah, as you approach and you kind of reach down and you grab a rock from the forest floor, and as you look back, the head of the taller figure turns towards you, and as it does, you recognize that this is a unicorn skull.
It's real. I was hoping I wasn't just seeing things, but it's real. Crap. Okay.
And you
Hi.
see the glowing of the red eyes behind.
Oh.
And
Oh.
as it looks at you, it regards you for a moment
Mm-hmm.
and then turns away from you. And it reaches out its hand and gently caresses Sudi's neck and her cheekbone with its long clawed talons.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that? That's not even necessary.
And then it glances back at you and takes a slow, deliberate step past Sudi and looks over the three remaining sleeping individuals, seemingly not really caring that you're there. Definitely noting your presence, but unconcerned.
I'm going to just I'm gonna like, okay. I push my hands down by my side and I'm gonna march up to him and be like, hey, I am worth your consideration, good sir. And then if he lets me get close enough, I'm gonna poke him on the shoulder.
Okay.
And maybe shake Sudi as I go by, like, hey. And I'm not trying to be quiet at all. You need to talk to me, sir, not just look at these sleeping people like my friend Nona here, or sleeping Edie or Lee. Poke, poke.
And as you approach, the figure looks directly at you, and it's much taller than you. I don't think you could reach its shoulder.
And I will poke its hip. It's been a day. Nothing at this point.
And as you poke it, it kneels down, bringing its
Yeah.
face to your level. And you hear a hushed voice. You're not sure if it's spoken or if it's just in your mind. And as it kneels down, it's kneeling down in front of you, beside Edie.
Okay.
And you hear this voice, and in your mind it says, Dahafwik Ma.
I'm gonna, is its face close enough to me that I could touch it with my little dwarven phalanges now?
It is.
I'm gonna touch its little skull on its head and go, he hungers for you who shall never be.
And as you utter these words, around you, around the camp, you notice 4 additional figures silently materialize from
Are
the
we gonna
mist.
play? Are we ready? Can
And
we
they
do
rush toward the party,
it? Can we please wake
ready
the
to
fuck up?
attack.
I'm not even being quiet.
Okay. So, I would like those of you who are awake to make initiative rolls.
And Sudi have initiative.
Oh yeah, you get an initiative. And at the end of each turn, you get a saving throw to see if you can break out.
9.
You get a 9.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
A lucky 13.
Okay. Do. All right. As these figures materialize and rush towards the group, unfortunately for you, they rolled a 17. The first one, a misshapen figure buried under a swath of furs. Only an ash-skinned mouth is visible beneath the skull of a bear and a fur hood. The figure is armed with twin scythes dripping with blood. The scythes both lack handles and dig into the user's hands. With a series of swift motions, the figure chants in Draconic and brings the blades down in a strange pattern. The blades seem to carve into the air itself, opening a rift of some sort that ushers in more of the dense fog. The hairs on your skin rise and you feel as if you are underwater. The second one, a wide human male wearing a mask made of thin bark. His bloodied hands both hold antlers that have been sharpened, edged, and to not only be gripped, but to pierce both of his mangled hands. Rushes forward and is going to attempt to attack Sudi.
Question. Sudi knows a few words of Draconic. Did she recognize any of the words spoken?
It is the casting of a spell. So the first attack was a miss. The second one was a natural 20. So that is going to be 12 piercing damage to Sudi.
Does that give her, like, shake her out of paralysis at all?
It does not, unfortunately.
Paralysis is a dumb spell and it's out of your book now. You can't use it
it's
anymore.
It's hold person.
Yeah, all done.
The third one, an athletically thin human female wearing a mask made from the skull of a deer, a mangled ruination of bone and metal. Feel the absence of her right arm, missing from the elbow down. The weapon seemingly formed from part of her bone.
Yes.
Lunges and attempts to thrust her sharpened bone arm into Nona as she sleeps. She has advantage on this attack. And that is a 16 plus 7. Pretty sure that's going to hit. You take 6 piercing damage.
Do I wake up?
You will wake up and you will be rolling initiative.
Do you want me to do that now?
Yes, do that now.
I was cocked. All right, that's the 13.
Okay. All right. The fourth one, a smaller figure with a featureless wooden mask made from bark. Her hands end in massive, unnatural talons, and her body has been warped and stretched around the neck, biceps, and ankles. Is going to attempt to thrust her talons into Lee, who is also sleeping.
Not for long, I think.
Okay, that is an 18 for the first one and an 18 for the second one. So that is a total of 12 piercing damage.
Each? For me?
Total.
What?
6 each.
Okay.
Total of 12.
Okay. Neater than 12.
Okay. So, I need Lee to roll initiative.
7.
Okay.
At least I'm awake now.
And the one with the unicorn helmet simply stares at Mavli. Okay, Mavli and Nona, it is your turn. You
No, we
technically
got
go.
problems.
You technically are going simultaneously.
Ah!
Yeah,
Ah!
you wake up with this bony appendage in your gut.
Okay, Nona's gonna yell and instinctively hit this thing with her warhammer.
You feel as if you're underwater. You wake and try to take in a breath, and you can't. No breath comes into your lungs. It feels as if you're underwater. All of you are suffocating. Your movement is halved, and you suffer penalties as if you were underwater. So that is melee weapon attacks are at disadvantage.
I feel like that's bogus, and we're all gonna die.
It is blood magic.
Lovely, lovely. Okay. Well, that's the only kind of attack I have, and it's instinctual, so it's not like I can do anything about it. So I'm gonna attack her at, would you say at disadvantage?
Yes.
All right, that's a 9. Oh, wait, plus 4, so that's a 13.
Okay. A 13, you connect.
Okay. And I imagine I'm not using 2 hands.
You are not using 2 hands.
That's a 7.
Okay.
Plus 2. So that's a 9. 9.
Okay. What does it look like?
So she just yells because, ow! And she hits it upside the head. Whatever it is, just get it away from her.
Okay. Your hammer connects with the wooden mask, and little bits of it splinter off as she reels, pulling her sharpened appendage out of you and reeling back slightly.
Slightly.
Mavli.
Well, that's exciting. Have I seen or do I know the symbol or image of the Nameless God? Symbol 4. Like,
Yeah,
did
I
I
think
see
you-
it in some of the murals in the first room we went into or anything?
Yes, you do.
So I'm gonna cast prestidigitation and make the image in my hands and hold it up and kind of go close to the unicorn dude's face and try to pull the helmet off.
Okay. Okay. I would like you to make an opposed strength check. I will give you advantage because of your spell.
Exciting times. How do I do that on this? Does it work? Let's
You need
see.
to beat a 19.
Oh my god. The second die is just rolling. I did not. 16.
Okay. Yeah, so you do the symbol and there doesn't seem to be a noticeable response, but as you reach for the mask, the figure stands up and it is out of your reach.
Can I just hug him then?
You can certainly try. I think with his role exceeding yours, he would avoid being grappled, which would include a hug. Yeah.
Bummerlicious. Okay. That, let's see, what can I do? I'm gonna look over at Nona, who is on the floor in sad pants right now. And as a bonus action, I'm going to, gosh, how would I do this right now? I'm gonna look at Nona and say, Mavely's gonna get real still. She's gonna look at Nona and she's gonna go, "The foul wretches shall not overtake you. Today you walk with Ilmater," and cast Bardic Inspiration.
Nice.
And then she's gonna kind of blink a little bit and go, "Wow, that was exciting."
Oh wow.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Sudi,
Did I move?
you can make a saving throw at the end of your turn. So make a wisdom saving throw.
15.
15. 15 is the number that you needed.
I had a +0 on that.
Unfortunately, that is the end of your turn. And it is now Lee's turn.
Sudi moves.
I would point out, those of you who normally wear armor are not currently wearing said armor. Because you don't sleep in your armor.
Is the nearest figure to me within 15 feet?
Oh yeah, the nearest figure is literally on top of you.
Oh yeah, I just got slashed.
Yeah.
Okay, so the figure is still over me and I'm in prone position because I was
Yep, you are currently prone. Yep.
okay. Let's see.
Oh, that reminds me. All of you need to make a sanity saving throw.
I got 17.
I got
Okay.
18.
17, 18 both succeed.
19.
19 succeeds.
I'm done with my life. See, I'm over today.
What'd you get?
Take a wild guess.
A 1.
Oh, but you know what? I wrote a story. Ha ha ha.
You did. You can
I
spend that
did.
inspiration.
I totally will at this particular moment. You know, actually, nope, I'll take it. It's fine.
Okay.
I'll save it.
In that case, Mavely takes 10 stress damage. and is frightened of all present enemies for 1d4 rounds, which is a 1.
One's all around. Okay.
Okay. Go ahead, Lee.
Okay, so I was just double checking prone, so it takes half of my speed, which is the only speed that I have since I'm faux underwater.
Well, it takes half of your remaining speed.
Half of remaining speed? Okay, that's good to know. In that case, I will stand up as defensively as I can in the position that I'm in. And Lee will also grab her sword and attempt to swipe at the figure in front of her, but she is startled, of course, out of sleep, so she would just kind of blindly trying to like hit whatever attacked her.
Yeah. Are you using the Bane of the Nameless?
Yes, I would be. Which actually
Okay.
advantage over something. What is that again? Oh well, that's any saving throw, but I already made it, so it's fine. That's while carrying. Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, that gives you advantage on your sanity saving throws. So you remember that.
Yes. +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and try and swipe. With the Bane of the Nameless. Oh, I still do. I still have the. I have the shield equipped because I borrowed it earlier. Do I have that, or did we give that back at some point? I don't know if that was addressed.
Oh, you didn't give it back. I gave it to you.
Okay, so that is nearby. I would be one-handing the longsword, I think, because.
Okay, so you're grabbing the shield.
Which shield though? Because she had Nona's shield, right?
It was known as shield, yeah.
Yeah. If it's. Yes, I would be if I could in this situation, but I also think that Lee would just be startled and prioritizing just taking a swipe, which would be one-handed. I don't think she would get to two-handed in this scenario quickly enough.
Right. So you have, during your turn, you have an action, a bonus action, and what's called an interact with object. So this can include picking up a shield or another weapon that is on the ground.
But that would be my action. Use object, or is that something else?
Interact with object. Yeah, use object. Same thing.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna not go for the shield because that would take up my action in combat. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do the swipe with the Bane of the Nameless.
But you can do both. You can pick up your shield and swipe with the sword.
I thought you have one action on a turn, and you can either attack or use an object.
Right, but you can also interact with an object, such as open up a door or like pick up a weapon.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll review that because I'm a little.
Yeah, it's what used to be called a free action.
Okay.
So yeah, you can both attack with your sword and pick up a shield. So.
Okay, then yes, I think she would have done that because has this giant figure over her, so she'd be a little defensively attacking.
Yeah. Okay, great. So go ahead and make your attack. This is, of course, at disadvantage. Because you feel as if you're underwater. Your movements all seem to be hindered in some way. And you can't draw in breath.
Oh, cool. I got 21 and then 24, so at disadvantage, I still get 21.
Did I get Edie's initiative?
Asleep.
Edie's still asleep, so.
Oh,
no.
right.
I mean,
go ahead
unless-
and roll that initiative. I'll put you in next round because I think this would wake you up.
Nona did yell real loud.
4.
4. Okay. All right. And what was that hit for Lee?
At disadvantage, I still got 21, and then rolling for damage,
All right.
8.
8 damage. As you swing your sword out to try to get this horrifying creature away from you, your sword connects with her arm, kind of slicing into it, opening a deep wound, and her blood oozing down the carved flesh and bone that had pierced into you, with its own blood now mixing with yours that is on its arm.
Right.
And it kind of shrieks a little bit as it steps a step back. Okay, at the top of the order, the one with the unicorn helmet is risen up, and it looks down at Mavli. And you hear once again in your mind, Dahafwikma, as it turns away from Mavli, and it strikes at Sudi.
At least she can try dodging this time.
Oof. That's actually a good point. You are no longer held, so that natural 20 that I rolled on advantage is not going to hit you, but the 16 will hit you. So you lucked out there. Okay. So Sudi, unfortunately, you take 9 slashing damage.
She is hurting bad.
As this creature's talons tear into your shoulder and rake down across your shirt, opening a bloody gash.
It looks like Sudi's like barely standing at this point.
The one with the bear helmet, the bear skull, continues its chanting in Draconic. The one with the mask made of bark, which was attacking Sudi with the antlers going through its hands, is going to lunge both of the antlers back into Sudi, attempting to finish her off. First roll was a natural. Oh my God. I just rolled 2 nat 20s in a row.
Well, only one counts.
No, two different hits.
Oh, come on. Anybody got that cool thing that makes somebody re-roll a 20? Nobody?
Would you like to use your inspiration on one of these?
Yes.
Okay, I will re-roll one of those. And that
Can
is
I-
18.
Can I use an inspiration to make you re-roll another one?
Technically, only one inspiration can be used per, well,
Per-
yeah, per roll. So yeah. So you want me to re-roll that other nat 20?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, that became a 3. The other one became an 18. So that is still going to hit you. So that is 6 piercing damage.
She's down.
All right. As this figure thrusts its antlers back into Sudi, piercing her abdomen, and then following her down to the ground as Sudi collapses into a bleeding lump on the forest floor. The one with her bone and metal, where her right arm used to be, where it has been sharpened, that I believe this one was attacking Nona, right?
Yeah.
Rolls a 2 and an 8.
Nope.
So she's a little bit shaken from catching the hammer across her face and swings out wildly with her bladed arms as she misses you, her blows glancing off your shield. And the final one, who is attacking Lee, with her hands ending in her massive talons, is going to thrust them into Lee with an 8 and a 2.
For damage.
And so, nope, that was to hit. So both of those are going to miss. And it is now Mavli and Nona.
Okay. So we have half movement. Is that correct?
Yes, half movement and disadvantage on melee weapon attacks. And you're also suffocating.
And I'm also suffocating. That's not a condition I have on D&D Beyond.
So what that is it's a number of minutes equal to your stamina constitution bonus. And then you die.
Okay.
Is that like a charmed effect? What is that?
What?
This suffocating thing. Like, what does it count as?
It is an area effect.
Okay.
Interesting.
It's not a charmed effect, it's an environmental effect.
All right.
Izzy, who am I within 5 feet of?
You are
Probably Nona. If we were laying together.
I thought she's
Ni-
separated from Nona. And would be
yeah, you're
closer to Edie.
separated from Nona, so it's up to you. You're either near Edie or probably
Oh.
nearest Edie.
Probably nearest Edie.
Could I be within 5 feet of both of them or just one?
I don't think you're within 5 feet of Sudi because she was a little bit separated from the group. So I
Okay.
think just Edie.
Just Edie. Okay. I will note that for next time.
Okay. Do I see Mavli, what are you doing?
I'm staring at the tall guy at the moment.
Okay.
What do you need, boo face? My dearest, my heart, my love. Sup?
I need a plan. I don't know what's going on.
What the fuck? Okay, well,
What
don't
is
tell
this?
Mavli that. Nona needs a plan. We're lost. Because Mavli looks terrified and frozen, exactly like she did when y'all were at the inn.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, do I see does the fog or not the fog or yeah, the mist, does that impair vision?
Not to a point where it's mechanically affecting you.
Okay.
But
So I
it
can
is
see-
clear. It is
Mhm.
clear that this mist is kind of emanating from the one with the bear mask.
Okay.
And it is also clear that the mist is the reason you can't breathe.
Okay.
And I will
Okay.
also provide a little image of kind of
Yeah, I was really hoping you would.
what these guys look like.
I would love to see that.
That would be cool. I feel like this would be fun to draw, these characters.
Oh, for sure. Okay. So Mavli's not moving at all.
Ooh.
All right. Well, Nona's still prone, so she's gonna get up. So she only has, gosh, basically like 10 feet of movement left. Technically it's 12.5, but and how far away is Sudi?
I don't know.
Sudi, I think, is probably at minimum 10 feet away, but I'll let Abby decide.
Well, I figured she was probably about 10 feet from someone in the group. We
Mhm.
can say it's Nona.
Okay. If I go to Sudi, will I get an opportunity attack on me from both the deer girl and the unicorn face?
I'd say that is a reasonable assumption.
Or am I going to still be within the unicorn face's reach?
I think that you would invite opportunity from both.
Okay. Well,
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 no,
she's-
because you wouldn't invite it from the unicorn one, because you'd be going closer to it.
okay. Yeah, I wasn't quite sure where everything was in my head, so that's why I was asking.
Yeah.
Okay, so she'd like to get up. So now that Mavly is stock still, does she count as an object? So I can pull her.
Mavly? No, Mavly's not an object.
She's acting like one right now.
Sudi counts as an object.
Right. Oh, okay. Well, no, because still interacting with her, that's still an action.
You have a rake in your
What
pack. You can
I
just
wanna
like
do-
pull it toward you.
What I want to do is I'm not going to just rush past Mavly because that'd be dumb. But I also need to get to Sudi. So what I wanted to do was kind of like bring them both kind of to me, but Sudi can't move, so I'd be more bringing Mavly to Sudi.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Okay.
that allowed?
Yeah, that's allowed. You can grab Mavly as you move.
But then I also want to heal Sudi.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. Okay. So what I'm gonna do
The question is Mavly resisting?
Where's my frightened, which person, the unicorn dude cast, or I'm assuming it's a silent one cast.
You're currently frightened of all of them.
all
Great.
of them.
So I would
be
heavily
pulling you-
resist.
I would be pulling you away from it though.
And toward
But one of
another
them and toward another one. So
Yeah, you're going towards one.
I can't. I would resist that and not
Okay.
because I feel surrounded, right? Essentially, Z, is that where we're at?
What I would be saying would
Correct.
be like,
Yes.
Mavly, come on, get behind me. I can protect you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. No, I can't move. I can't. They're everywhere. I can't right now.
I have to. Sudi's dying.
Do your thing.
All right. She goes and casts she gives her 5 points of lay on hands.
Okay.
How do I add that? There's no healing thing here. Oh,
What do you
there
mean
it
there's no healing thing?
There is a healing thing.
is. I found it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait,
Okay.
my current HP says 0 instead of -1.
Mavly,
You should have a 5 now.
Oh, okay. So
is that the end of your turn?
so
Nona?
I'm just a little confused about the math. I'm not at -1. I'm at 0.
No, you're at 0. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I
you're
thought 5
currently
minus 6 was -1.
No, you never go into negative numbers.
Okay.
Once you're unconscious, you stay at 0 regardless of any damage you take.
Oh,
You can't go below 0.
It's like below death.
Yeah, it's just if you're at 0 and you take additional damage, what happens is it forces you to fail death saves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then to end my turn, I hike up my shield, and make it glow, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, let's make it glow.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right, Mavly.
Hi.
From your shadow emerges a black figure
Of course it does.
of roughly humanoid shape and build, but with bubbling, hissing skin that seems to drip and ooze. As it draws closer, whispers from a dozen different voices seem to escape its mouth. You recognize at least one of these voices as your own.
Ooh.
Okay. What does it say? What do I
I
say?
need. They're kind of discordant voices.
Okay.
And you can't really make out what it's saying. But occasionally you definitely hear the Hafwick Ma.
Okay.
Um,
Great. Still.
and I need you to make a Constitution save versus paralysis.
Not really moving anyway, but okay. My life is sad. 9.
9. Okay.
No.
You are paralyzed. You can make a save at the end of every turn. Which includes this one, luckily for you. Because it is technically now your turn.
So, cool. That's not better.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
it.
Sudi, another tall figure emerges from your shadow as you come back to consciousness. Its skin hisses and crackles as faint whispers of agony escape a mouth filled with a perfect set of pearlescent fang. Make a Constitution saving throw, please.
14.
14. I am so sorry. You are paralyzed. It is also your turn, so you can make another saving throw.
I want to do the barbarian mage, and that's not it. Okay. Wisdom?
Yeah.
6.
Okay. You are still paralyzed. Lee, you see a fairly frightening sight. You witness these shadowy figures emerging out of people's shadows. And then shortly afterwards, those people seem to be frozen in motion. You see Sudi collapse to the ground, unconscious, with Nona running over to help her, bringing her back to consciousness only to be frozen. And there are now 7 figures.
And Edie's close to me. Where is Quinn?
Quinn
Quinn is
far
not
away.
here. Where is Quinn? Nobody
We haven't
knows.
seen her since we stepped off the path.
Yep.
Right. So, okay, who is it just Edie next to me? Who else is still standing besides Nona and Edie? Well, I mean, Mavli has the spooky figure that I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to, let's see. And where is Wid in all this? In relation to distance to
Wid's not here.
Yeah, Wid, Quinn, both not there.
I guess at this point, Lee is. She managed to get up fairly well with being surprised in her sleep, but she's feeling panic start to descend as she was woken up suddenly, and everyone seems to be either compromised or having some kind of demonic type entity around them that she does not understand because she's unfamiliar with magic. So she sees Nona run over and kind of wishes she didn't run over. And she looks to Edie and says, "Stay with me," and then turn towards the figure that's nearby with her sword and shield in hand and attempts to hit the same figure that she has hit before.
What figure? You're just sitting by the campfire, though your limbs are still tense, shaking. All of you, please make a sanity saving throw.
$18.
Okay, that's a pass.
18.
Pass.
12. No, 13. I'm sorry.
13 is a fail. That's 10 stress damage.
Super shocking.
5.
5 is a fail, 10 stress damage.
17.
17 is a pass.
We're all over 50 still, though. And some of us are over 100, right?
Yep.
And you find yourselves sitting by the campfire. Injuries still there.
All of us,
All of you.
including Quinn and Wid.
No, not Quinn and Wid.
Do we remember everything?
Yep. Except that you're now sitting at the campfire.
Do I have my weapon?
Yep, it's in your hands. Your muscles are still tense as if you were in battle.
I close my eyes. Do I feel anything or do I see anything within 10 feet of me that I, with my eyes closed, that I don't see with my eyes open?
Nope. Except for the flashes and images of the memories of the battle.
Right, of course. Guys?
Lynn would, or not Lynn, Lee would be standing up in panic if she was just about to do an attack and suddenly was sitting at a campfire. She would immediately stand up and look very startled.
Judy still feels the physical effects of what she just went through. She puts her face in her hand, sort of groans and rolls over.
Lee's spinning around in panic to see if
Did
ahead.
Were we all just fighting terrifying creatures just a second ago? Does anyone else remember that?
Where did they go, though? We were, I think.
Are we still on the path?
Yep.
So we're on the path with a campfire. We didn't have a fire before.
Weird.
Okay. There's no way this is real.
Looking around, what do we see besides the campfire?
You see the trees. You notice the sky shifting with color. You notice the unrecognizable constellations.
My pack is still with Wid and Quinn, right?
Correct.
Beverly just lays back, flop, and looks at the pretty colors in the sky.
Dream does not hurt, Sudi says to Nona.
Are we all even alive?
Did we sleep?
No. Look at our entrees.
See, Beverly's gonna mutter under her breath and kind of every 6 seconds or so clean another cubic foot of her clothes.
That's a good, yes, okay.
All right, let's go over to Quinn and Wid.
Man.
Okay, 1 second.
Quinn is having a nightmare in which
Forgot I
she's
fell asleep.
Huh? Oh, sorry. Quinn is having a nightmare in which she's at a fancy dinner party, and the only food being served is the cooked meat of her own race. She watches in horror as her host, dressed in fancy garb, slowly transforms into the Silent One. Slowly approaches Quinn, takes one of her fingers in his own, and cuts it off. And then brings that finger up to Quinn's mouth and forces her to eat it. The pain feels so real that Quinn wakes up. And you notice that the finger in question is visible, dangling in front of her face, being held in the blood-soaked hands of the Silent One, who then attacks. I need you to make a DC 13 sanity saving throw.
Are sanity throws at disadvantage if I'm exhausted?
Not unless you have 3 levels of exhaustion.
Okay. Not quite. 15.
15. Okay. You do not take any stress damage.
That's unusual.
Yeah. However, you do take 9 points of piercing damage as the Silent One thrusts its claw into your shoulder and rips out a chunk of flesh, and then starts to cackle maniacally as it bounds off into the forest. Wid.
Yeah, where's Wid?
Same
Wid wakes
question.
up. Wid wakes up realizing that she fell asleep.
I'm great at this.
As you see Quinn bleeding profusely from her shoulder and missing a finger on her left hand. I'll let Juliana decide which finger it was.
Oh, you're muted, but pinky finger, is that? Okay. Well, Wood's gonna use medicine to try to stop any blood flow.
Okay. Go
Wait,
ahead and make a medicine check.
It's a 9.
Okay. So that's not technically a success, but I will allow you to at least bandage the wound to prevent further blood loss and or infection.
How damaged does she look?
How damaged?
Not, I mean, having lost a finger and part of my shoulder, I'm doing pretty okay.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, you took 4 damage for the finger.
Oh, okay. Well, a little less okay.
Okay, Wood's gonna cast Cure Wounds. For 10 points.
Holy smokes.
Wow.
Rolled a 7.
Did you have the same dream I had? You woke up and you weren't shocked at all that I was hurt or missing a finger or
I'm not shocked by much here. I don't know what to expect, so I don't expect anything, I guess.
I dreamed of the silent one and then I woke up and he was here. They were here.
And they did damage to you while you were sleeping.
The dream that I was having seemed to manifest when I woke up. So in my dream, I lost a finger, but alas, I am still missing a finger.
The first time that you were sleeping, did you have similar dreams?
The first time that I was sleeping, I did not dream of the silent one. Yeah, I'm gonna say this dream was a whole lot worse. He was feeding my finger to me and I didn't like that.
No, I would imagine not. The first dream that you had when you woke, or when I woke you up rather, was there any correlation to being awake and to being asleep?
No, I dreamed of that gnome that we met when we came through the tree. But I woke up and I wasn't by the gnome.
Well, I don't know what to do because apparently I can't stay awake either.
I don't know if we're probably better in a group, right?
I agree, but what happened to Mavly? I mean, she's got to be near here, kind of, right?
It was awfully strange. I wonder, do you think it would help at all if I tried to retrace her tattoo on one of these leaves, or just
What?
to have,
Why would you want to draw that mark? I don't like that idea.
just to remember if we see it in other places.
You fear that you might forget it?
Or maybe it'll disappear from our memories, or like you said, anything can happen.
I do not fear that I will lose the memory of that, but I fear the power of that mark. But you're willing to take that risk?
I'm sure you know better than me. Let's hold off on doing that. You've got a good idea.
I don't think any of us know anything here. But I do appreciate you saying that.
Do you want to continue to wait or move forward or move backward or?
I feel like regardless of what direction we go in, that it's not going to be progress. Do you have any preference? Do you have any way of trying to locate Mavli?
I mean, there were no tracks leaving her sleeping spot, right?
Not
I
that I
mean,
can see.
no. Do any of your shapes have the ability to sniff her out or is that or
Yeah, Z, I guess what limit would we put on some of Wood's animal forms in terms of smell perception?
I'm not putting any arbitrary limits on your animal forms. If you have advantage on perception checks for smell in that form, then so be it.
Yeah, I'm not exactly aware of the smell range of a brown bear, but
But you have advantage on perception checks for smell.
yeah.
Yeah, then I would say that you can use your sense of smell to track things. Yeah.
Well, I mean, not to track, but like to sniff the air from certain directions as opposed to like tracking smells on the ground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a legitimate use of your sense of smell. I think bears do that. They smell things on the wind.
So I have more than my bear shape, Quinn. That is the one that is closest to me, that I spend the most time in. But it can also be other animals. I could fly if we need be. But if I do that, then that means that I would leave you alone for a period of time. And I don't think that's a good idea.
well, I think we're agreeing now for the greater good. So if you can find more of our people by flying up high and seeing, then that's just a risk we have to take. Can your bird help us or your sword?
It's dark here, so I would have some difficulty with some of my bird of prey forms, but I also can be a bat. But that means I would need them to be making sound in order to hear them.
Okay. Do we think they're not? Have we ever been really quiet?
I suppose that's true. All right, I will try it. I will try to keep tabs on where you are and how you're doing.
Okay.
Okay, so she's going to turn into a bat.
Okay.
The bat has no blind sight, but has advantage on perception checks for hearing. So I decided to go that route.
Okay. It's not dark, if you recall. It's dim. There is some light, particularly light coming from the shifting lights in the sky.
Okay.
If
I
that-
guess maybe I was thinking about the fog, maybe.
Yeah,
but
if
that's
that
gone.
affects your decision at all.
No, I'll still try the bat.
Okay, so bats do have regular vision, right? They're not restricted to their blind sight.
Right, yeah. So yeah, and I just get advantage on hearing perception checks.
Cool. So just describe for me what you do as a bat.
Well, first, Wood's clothes will kind of collapse. We'll just say that this is one of her forms where she doesn't have her stuff. It's slightly less believable.
Mm-hmm.
And then out flutters. I mean, that's very tiny, a very tiny bat. So the bat's going to kind of fly, stay on the path, above the path, and going to head towards where we started.
Okay.
But she's gonna try to keep sensing and keep Quinn within her echolocation.
Okay. As you fly above the tree line, you see a few things. Far to the east, you see giant orb-like castles made of crystal, affixed to orange mountains and mountain-sized trees by giant webs of glistening silk. To the north, the trees change color from orange and yellow to dark shades of blue, though the colors themselves almost seem to fluctuate with the ghostly lights in the sky. Many miles to the north, swirling dark red clouds emit baleful flashes of lightning.
Anything to the south or west, or that's just the direction I'm headed that I can see?
To the south and west, particularly to the south, you see a large leafless white tree. To the west, you see a continuation of what seems endless forest.
Okay. And so I guess I'm headed back south.
Okay.
How far away do I think the crystal orb castles are to the north?
Oh, many miles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I see the path?
You cannot. It's obscured by the canopy.
Okay. All right. I'm going to head south and continue to use echolocation.
Okay. As you move south, it seems like your rate of travel goes very, very quickly. It seems almost as if when you start going back in that direction, as if you arrive at the tree before you even realized that you were there. It's kind of like you don't remember traveling that great distance, but suddenly you have arrived. You have lost sight of Quinn.
And that was even me staying above the path.
Yes.
Okay. And did I hear anything? Do you want me to roll?
You did not.
Okay.
Yeah. Quinn.
Yay.
I'd like to use eye for detail if I
Okay.
can.
Yep.
Is a perception check to spot a hidden creature or object, or to make an investigation check to uncover or decipher clues.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
let's
go
start
ahead.
with
Yeah, go ahead and make your
perception.
roll.
$18.
Okay. I think as Quinn is watching Wid fly off to the north, or sorry, fly up above her and then head to the south. Briefly after breaking the canopy, you lose sight of Wid. You look around for her and can no longer see her. You can't hear the flapping of the wings. And I think with that roll, you put the clues together that Wid has experienced the same sort of phenomenon that has resulted in the disappearance of several others in your party. And I think Quinn would also put together that any deviation from the path seems to be taking those people somewhere. You don't know where.
So, with that logic, I might.
You cut out.
Sorry, there was a jet flying over. It might have been that. With that logic, I might want to be taken too. Whether it's a good taken and they found the secret to get to all the kids faster, or it's a bad taken and Quinn feels like she needs to help her friends. So I'm sorry if this is silly. I don't know if before she starts running into the dark forest, he wants to, let me see, shoot a crossbow into the sky to see if it breaks. Maybe this is all just I don't know.
Okay. So Quinn fires a crossbow bolt up into the tree canopy, into the sky, maybe aiming at one of the stars. And as you fire the bolt, it goes up and up and up, and eventually the light either becomes too dim to see it, because a crossbow bolt is fairly small. There's not a lot of light. Eventually you lose sight of the bolt. A couple seconds later, I think with Quinn's very keen ears, and she was expecting to hear something off in the distance, you would hear maybe the crash of the arrow colliding with the tree canopy as it comes back down. And probably a thunk as it sticks into a piece of wood, one of the branches up in the tree.
Okay. Well, it's up. She's gonna run into the trees.
Okay. As you run into the trees, you notice a quick, rapid, encroaching fog surrounding Quinn, entirely obscuring her vision. And then much more gradually, the fog begins to dissipate, as if settling onto the individual leaves. And then in the distance, as you continue running, you see the flicker of muted firelight in the distance. And then you find yourself just off the trail, approaching a campfire, and then next you look down and you see your feet back on the path, and you glance behind you and you see a great white tree, leafless, and up above you, just a few feet, the flutter of bat wings.
Oh,
And
yeah,
Kess,
that must be weird.
moments after arriving back at this white tree beneath the canopy, you spot the fog thickens at a spot just near the tree and then gradually dissipates, and you catch the vision of Quinn emerging from the fog.
Wid will fly down and flutter around your head.
Off in the distance to the north along the trail, you see the light of a muted campfire.
Quinn would like to whisper to Wid, did you check out the campfire already?
Squeak,
I
squeak,
don't know
squeak,
if you can
squeak.
yeah.
She has no idea about the campfire.
So then would like to try and stealth closer to it to see if people are around.
Okay. Before arriving to the camp, off to your side, once again, you spot the hanging figure of the mutilated gnome dangling by its neck. Are you being stealthy as you approach the campfire, or just kind of nonchalant?
She said she's sneaking.
Yeah, I
Sneaking.
said I was going to be stealthy.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth roll.
Shit, has all this been at disadvantage? I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
forgot I was
it's-
double
it's-
exhausted.
All at disadvantage.
That's an 8.
Oh,
Plus
Quinn
2, so
didn't get
that's
to sleep.
That's a 10. And that's a 14. So I get a 10.
Okay. All right. As you're walking along the path, kind of crouched low to the ground, Quinn is naturally low to the ground, and you're going even lower to the ground. As you're approaching as stealthily as you can while still staying on the path, you do notice there lying in the mud a small porcelain doll.
Does it have any resemblance to the doll that Quinn found on night 1?
It looks identical to it.
Well, she's gonna pick it up in case it's one of the kids' toys.
For my other group, make a, actually, I'll just go based on your passive perceptions. I think you're all gonna see, because 10 is not particularly high. Well, the app is being slow. Everybody has over a 10 passive perception, correct?
I do.
Believe so.
Dar.
10. Yeah, 10.
Yeah.
Okay, so long as your passive perception is 10 or over, you will see a small figure approaching, attempting to be stealthy, but not doing a particularly good job. Mind you, this is immediately following your attack.
Can I peer closer at it? Like, would I recognize it as Quinn at all?
At this point, it's too far away. You just see a crouched figure attempting to hide.
Well, it's gonna
But-
remind me of Quinn, and I'm gonna really think about my little gnomish buddy, and I'm gonna say, like, whatever it is, I think I see becomes my tiny gnomey friend to me. You guys, do you see that, or is it just me?
I see it too.
And I hear them.
You think it's Quinn?
I mean, even if it
She's
looks like Quinn, how
unresponsive,
can we
she's
be
just
sure it
staying for
really
that.
is?
Oh, see, now that's a fucked up question.
What were Quinn and Wid? Were they alive when you were separated from them or left them, or?
You
What?
assume I just wandered away from them, just wandered off, just
No,
like
of
you
course not.
wandered
This
up
place
from us.
plays tricks on all
There's
of
the
us.
assumption there, Nona, and it hurts my soul parts deep down. I thought we were
Beverly,
working on rebuilding trust.
I didn't think that you would have done anything like that. I'm just asking what condition they were in
The
when you were
last time I
separated.
saw anybody, Wid was on watch and Quinn was sleeping.
So that could be Quinn.
Or whatever it is, I think I see becomes the silent one to me. No, maybe. Fuck it. And Mavly lays
You
back
learned
down and looks
from-
at the sky.
You learned from Quid. You're getting really good at this.
Yeah, I'm
Quinn
really.
thing.
Everything's fine.
What is Wid doing as Quinn is sneaking up?
Can she hear them now?
You can hear muted voices. They're not talking super loud, and you're fairly far away still. That I think you might hear like the sounds of voices, but it's too far away to really decipher.
Okay. So in bat form, I have blind fight of 60 feet. So
Mhm.
I don't recall how far away we are.
Oh, you're further than 60 feet.
Okay. Well, I'm going to fly closer, but do it quietly.
Okay. As you approach, flying above, once you get into that kind of 60-foot range, your blind sight, of course, kicks in, and you can hear their conversation very clearly with your enhanced hearing. And you're able to identify that this at least appears to be your missing compatriots.
Nothing's real. Everybody's fucked up.
And there's a campfire in the center of all of them.
There is a campfire. It looks like it's in an old camp spot, like it's a well-worn campsite, right kind of in the middle of the path. It looks like it's very old. You don't remember passing this, coming this way, but
Okay.
here it is.
Is there enough space for Wit in dwarf form to transform back there and not be in the fire?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just not sure how huddled everyone is.
That's up to them, honestly. I assume there would be space, but if they're
Just
Are
how
you guys-
wide is the path?
We were
Yes.
dropped in there at whatever place. Not a lot of us have moved.
yeah, so the path isn't super wide. I'd say it's about 10, maybe 15 feet at its widest. But it's pretty irregular. At this particular point, I'd say it's about 12-ish feet wide.
Wit's gonna fly down towards the fire, and then suddenly there she is. And she'll be like, "We need to stay together going forward." That's what she's gonna say.
Sudi sort of blinks up as Weird appears, but she doesn't want to deal with that right now.
Quinn's right behind me.
Wit
Maybe
and Quinn,
conceptual-
at this point, you would definitely notice that this group of your compatriots all seem pretty badly injured, many of them covered in blood.
Lee is continuing to pace, but she's also keeping distance from the members that have rejoined the group.
Wit is going to sit down, maybe uncomfortably close to Mavli.
Mavli is unusually clean. There's no blood on her clothing. She looks freshly bathed.
So he's gonna sit down next to Mavli and say, "It's good to see you. I am bad at watch. I apologize."
She's on her back still. She looks over. She goes, "Hey, Mama Bat Bear. Long
Squeak
time no
rawr.
see." Kind of gonna lean over and just like kind of puts her head on her hip, like not like lifting up, just like scoot over on the ground.
Wid will stroke your hair.
Everything's fine, right? The sky's really pretty. It's unnaturally pretty. So how long have you known you could fly?
It's not the most comfortable of my forms.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Because I mean, otherwise you could have just maybe turned into a bat when we first got here and looked around. Let us know. I didn't know you could turn into a bat. What else can you? You're just a magical person.
That is factual.
Yeah. That's okay. Watch is real hard.
I have learned that this night.
I don't know how. You know what? We got into a fake fight while you were gone.
It wasn't fake.
Nope, fake fight right in the middle of it. We woke up in the middle of we're in the middle of the path with a fire.
Like an argument or a battle?
Yep.
Both.
It was exciting. Nona
There
told me to
were-
move and I couldn't.
Mavli, you notice that Quinn is holding the doll.
So I want to just walk up and like, Mavli, what happened to you? Where did you go? She's
And then
dusting
sit
up
up.
the stove.
Where'd you get that?
I found this on the path. Maybe it belongs to one of the kids.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So you have two now?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. What do boys sleep with? If usually girls do dolls.
Teddy bears.
We haven't found any bears. Oh wait. I'm gonna lean over on Wiz.
I'm suddenly wearing a raincoat and a hat.
Here's your marmalade.
So yeah, yeah. Did any of you happen to grab my pack before? I'm gonna look at Quinn. Does she have an extra backpack?
She does not.
Okay.
I'm really sorry, Mavly.
I'm gonna look over
I
at
was just-
Wid. Do you have an extra warhammer?
I
No.
don't even have one.
I have a regular hammer.
I have a dagger.
How are you with a staff?
You could borrow my club, I guess.
We're full armory, aren't we?
Not using it at this point.
Everything
You
is
have my bow.
fine.
Wait, I don't have.
Gonna. Hey, since you already have a doll, can I just hold that one?
Of course. Here you go.
Okay.
Does it still have bits of stew on it?
Gross.
Actually, there are not bits of stew on it.
So is everyone awake?
Unfortunately.
We have to start our long rest over again, don't we?
Well, I've got a nice fire going at least.
A
Somehow.
never-ending long rest.
It maybe. You're not sure if that fight was real or not.
I feel like I should know how tired I am.
You
Which is-
definitely don't feel long rested.
Also, we're wounded, so there's that.
I know for a fact that these wounds, and I'm like looking at a hole in my stomach.
Mm-hmm.
This wasn't made by anything we have.
Interestingly enough, now that you look at it, it kind of looks like it could have been made by a Naginata or some other bladed piercing weapon, maybe a sword.
I know what I saw. Should probably heal this. She's been at like 2 health this whole time.
Well, a naginata is a slashing weapon.
Yeah, it can be pierced though. You can pierce with it.
You don't know how to use it right.
Oh,
I have beef with D&D damage types anyway, so
Z,
yeah.
can I look in my pack and see if I have anything I shouldn't?
Sure. Yeah. You look in your pack. I don't think there's anything in there that shouldn't be there. There's your typical stuff you recognize pretty quickly. There's the wood carving kit that you were given as a
Z,
kid.
come on now. No, that's not mine.
You distinctly remember receiving it as a gift.
Yeah, that was a dream.
Was it?
Yes. Yes, it was. Because I remember being accused of having it last time. And then she took it back. There was only one and there will be only one, and I'm giving it back.
So Lee, you see Nona dig through her pack and once again produces a wood carving kit.
Lee, I'm so sorry. I don't know how this keeps getting in here. Maybe I'm doing it in my sleep. Please take this back. Are you missing anything else?
Excuse me. Not.
You were also
I think was the rations were due to something else. Or
Just
was
the rations. Do I have any extra rations?
it-
Or how many rations do I have, Z?
How many do you have?
Tell me. I'm looking at my inventory and it says 1.
Okay, you have 1.
Okay. All right, I only have 1 ration.
It seems I'm missing some. Oh wait, did I just do the wrong one?
Okay, well now I have to look and make sure it says 1. That you didn't change it. Yeah, I only have 1.
Making sure I didn't change it.
What?
You work
Honestly,
in
Sudi's
mysterious-
already started another rest.
Well, now that we have everybody here,
She takes it back kind of hesitantly and looks confused and says, I seem to be missing some rations and I'm running low. I only have 2 days remaining.
well, I
indeed-
only have 1, but you can have half of mine if you want.
That's all right. I think we'll make do. She looks a little like dismayed and you can still plainly see distrust on her face.
Oh, I'm full. We're good. I don't need anything at the moment.
Natalie's never eating again.
Oh, God.
Z, I have
I'm not
a
even
question
wondering.
for you based on my bat's perception check.
Mhm.
I'm not sure what they would have seen like in terms of colors and shapes and distance as a bat based on how you described it to me.
Yeah, I'll just allow what I described to you. You saw.
Okay. Wid will kind of scoot closer to the fire so everyone can see her face. To the north, there are castles, sort of crystal castles. They're very far away. And to the east, the sky seems angry. It's changing and inclement weather. It's hard to get a sense of what's really going on there. That's really all I could see. Does anyone know what should lie ahead of us?
You're the one who last looked at the map.
Did we see anything in any of the carvings or anything?
What carvings?
Yeah, what carvings?
Like on
In
the walls?
The murals? Sorry,
about
or
a-
on the, like, in the front room.
Oh,
of
on the
what this
gates.
Yeah.
No, not of that.
What about the city that the giant skeleton was attacking in the darkness terror room?
Yep, I posted that picture in Discord. So
Right, but is that city analogous at all with what Wid saw?
no, not at all.
Okay.
That city looked more analogous to the Gate City.
I thought so. Just making sure.
Right. So what are we doing?
Sleeping.
Sudi has gone back to sleep.
Yeah, she did her watch. She's done.
Yeah, I
We're
guess
gonna have to
because Wid
start
failed
over.
watch twice, does that mean that she's rested?
Not quite.
Edie's a little wired asleep anyway, so she can take a watch.
I'll take first watch too.
Now, do you want to take watch together, or should we split it up?
I think it's important to at least have 2 people on watch at all times.
Should probably divvy that up before we crash out.
Might want to divvy it up so that the people who are better at staying awake are with the people who are not as good at staying awake.
Well, I think if we do things to make sure we stay awake, we'll be okay.
Maybe the folks that have already tried to watch should get some rest.
I think I stayed awake last time, but I honestly can't say for sure if I really did.
Well, that's why we need multiple people to keep each other grounded.
I don't know if I'm ever asleep or awake. I slept and I dreamt that I lost my finger, and look, I lost my finger.
Mavley's horrified. What? You lost a finger?
Oh my, you lost a
I just-
finger?
Where did it go?
Is it bleeding?
It almost fell into my mouth.
Make a deception check.
Is it actively bleeding right now? Or did it heal over?
No, it's actively bleeding.
Well, I healed pretty well, but I don't
Oh, that's
know.
right.
pretty
You did
good.
magical healing. So yeah, it's not bleeding anymore.
Deception. That's an 8.
Yeah, definitely make a deception check.
That's a 14. So I got an 8.
You got an 8.
Is deception
Mav-
at disadvantage?
I
Yes.
am exhausted times 2.
Yes, it is. So that is below everybody's passive insight. Quinn is definitely lying about that.
Mavley's gonna stand up and just kind of go over to Quinn and give her a hug. I know things are really fucked up right now, and I'm real sorry about some shit you're dealing with.
Lee just got the ration returned to her from Mavley and says, Quinn, are you out of rations? I do have 2 and it seems you're running low. And her voice kind of shakes when she says that and she looks intimidated slightly.
I didn't cut my own finger off. That wasn't part of the dream.
True,
Um,
but I mean, are you hungry?
I really am not. My dreams have really just satisfied my eating needs for now.
Quinn, you
And-
can't live off of dreams.
Who says?
He
I
has a
do.
point. but
Certainly
I-
living off of nightmares.
Lee just stops talking and kind of just slips it back in her bag and walks away.
So there's this many of us, and Sudi's already sleeping. So Madly's gonna kind of look at Wid because we'd had some watch issues previously when we were all together and set up watch. Wid was really grumpy pants. How do we set this up?
I don't know if I can sleep right now, Lee says.
I don't know what the difference between being asleep and awake is right now, but you should probably try. You should not be trusted right now to be on watch.
Well, who feels like they're the most wakeful, I guess. I'm not sure how else to judge this at the moment.
Nona, you seem hurt pretty bad. You might want to rest before you watch.
Maybe. But I didn't. I mean. If there's other people that want to do it first. Either way,
I'll
We
watch
could-
first.
it should be at least 2 people per watch.
Is anyone else really hurt? That Wood can
Me.
tell.
I think visibly Nona is pretty badly injured. Sudi is pretty badly injured.
And Edie.
And let me see. And Edie is pretty badly injured.
It's a lot of people. Okay.
Is that all like main fighter class people? No, Lee. Lee's still okay.
Fighter. Oh, she looks kind of disheveled and a little bruised up, but not quite in dire straits.
Wit is gonna cast Healing Spirit.
Okay.
Adjacent to Sudi, because Sudi's the one that's already asleep, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know if you want to describe if it looks any different here than like it would
Nope.
in the normal world. Okay.
Yep. That's up to you.
Okay. So this, it's kind of see-through. It's transparent and gold, but it kind of has a blue aura around it. It's the shape of this large bear. But it would feel warm and soothing. And whoever wants to inhabit the same space as this bear can be healed 1d6.
Wow.
So I think I'll just have all of you roll your own fate, if that's okay.
Okay.
For the
Yeah,
healing.
so healing spirit heals what, 1d6 how many times? Three
up
times?
to a minute.
Right, but isn't there a number of times it can be used?
All right.
Got a 6.
It's a minimum of twice, so my casting modifier, which is 3. So in this case, yes, 3.
Yeah, 3 times.
Who's next?
So yeah, so Edie, Nona, and Sudi.
So each of you 1d6.
I got a 5.
Got it.
Thank you. We'd
Did Edie roll a 1? That
Oh, really?
facial expression told everything.
I don't know what it is. I think I'm, as a person, just cursed with that.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us.
She still look pretty bad.
Yeah.
I always get the best rolls when they're absolutely not useful.
Oh
Just-
yeah.
Wid will then cast Good Berry, and we'll toss 10 berries toward Edie. Why don't you eat these? I think it'll make you feel better.
Okay. And Edie will very gingerly take one and seeing its effect will end up eating all 10.
Wait, I thought, what does Goodberry do again?
I create each is 1 point of health.
Actually, if it's possible, Edie's gonna take like 4 of them and then offer to the others and just say, if anyone else might need some, I don't want to take them all.
Yeah, I think you might need it.
Nona, you look hurt too.
I can manage. This is
Mavely's gonna kind of sigh and go over to her and say, Ellie, you know better than this. You need to ensure that you are healthy so that you can help lead us out of here. All that is lost be restored, all that is broken be mended and made whole, all that disturbed be brought into accord. And she's going to cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level.
2nd level?
Wow.
Hey. Oh, that's
Big
great.
seven.
I'm super glad I did because I got 2 ones.
Oof.
Can you use inspiration for that?
Right? Can I? Is that a thing?
You already used your inspiration, didn't
I
you?
did not.
didn't.
Oh, I thought you did. Yeah, you can. Absolutely.
That would be wonderful because
You
how
can. I'll allow you to re-roll one of
Actually-
those.
okay, one, just one.
Yeah.
But it was the 2nd level. It's all one spell, right?
Well,
the
technically,
roll.
inspiration is only supposed to work on D20 rolls.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
And it's definitely 1 die. So the fact that he's letting that happen at all
Yeah.
all right.
is
that's fair.
really so yeah. So that would be 5 total. Then.
All right.
Nope,
Not
sorry,
at
my
full
bad.
health yet, but that's all right.
So no, wait.
Hmm.
I had 5 plus 2, so 7.
Yeah, it's 5 plus your proficiency modifier.
All
So-
right. Still not at full health, but that's okay. I'm much better. Thank you, Mavly.
Okay.
And thank you, Wade, as well.
Wood looks tired as hell now.
Yeah.
She looks 10 years older, and she already looked old.
So there you sit around a campfire you did not light. Battered, bloody, exhausted. And the eerie lights from high above still not flash, but swim across the sky above you. It's almost like 100 auroras all blending together.
So who's watching?
Not it.
Edie and Lee, I think.
Edie and Lee.
I'll sit up with Edie.
Edie and
Lee
Mavly.
said she was
Lee
going
and
to be awake
Mavly?
anyway.
Okay.
Lee kind of, or Mavly kind of looks over at Lee and it's like, I know it's really hard. And I know things are a little messed up because she's noticing Lee looking a little anxious. And God, Lee is a baby compared to Mavly. Like, I think you might just, want to sit back and maybe you could have some of Wid's mead and just sip and relax. Some and not think about having to keep watch, and then maybe you'll just chill out. And Edie and I got this. I'm gonna look at Edie, right? Edie? I mean, or
Oh.
Edie could take a nap and Lee and I can stay up. But I'm a little concerned for y'all.
I think we should all be concerned for all of us. Yeah, sure. You and Lee first. You and Edie should probably get some sleep too. And Lee, you said you couldn't sleep right away anyway.
I don't think it would come easily, at least. And I might as well take watch. And
Hey,
work a
though,
little.
Nona, can't you make people sleep?
Only for 1 minute.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a very nice way to fall asleep right now.
You could use all the help you can get.
And Edie looks very tired, and
Mm.
I'm too wired to go to sleep right now. I would much rather at least be productive with this energy and try to keep us safe.
Lee and Edie, it is this.
Okay.
Nona, you and I can sleep together. We'll snuggle.
Would
I'm
you like
quite
that,
giving you-
Maverick?
No,
Okay.
but
No. All right. Lee and Edie taking watch. Both of you. I will give you advantage on your con saves to stay awake.
they're like talking to each other and doing stuff. Role play it out. Make them role play it out.
Oh, I will.
Having a slapping contest to keep each other awake.
Oh my god, the barbarian. Oh no. We wake up and Lee's down and Edie's like, real sorry. I got a little carried away.
Wouldn't be the first time something
Right.
like that happened.
Oh yeah, she tackled her a while back. Little halfling.
All right, Edie, what'd you get?
22. Thank you very much for that advantage.
22. Lee, what'd you get?
I'm gonna assume a 10 doesn't really help me out here.
Awesome. Okay. What are you guys doing on your watch?
We can start pacing at first again as she was before
Mhm.
before the rest of the group rejoined. And if her eyes were to get heavy, she would at some point Nona did give back the carving kit, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
She
Okay.
did.
So
Mhm.
Lee would attempt to pull that out and start fiddling with it to fight the sleepiness if that were to occur.
Okay. Edie?
Definitely pacing around on edge, kind of forming a perimeter around the camp. Weapon in hand, warhammer in hand, and just gripping it tightly.
Okay.
Just paranoid something's gonna come out of the shadows.
Yeah. After a while of Edie and Lee both pacing around, Edie, you probably noticed that Lee sits down, looking kind of drowsy, takes out her dagger, starts carving.
Hey, Lee?
Yeah. What's up?
How are you doing over there?
Still anxious, still a little tired. I'm glad to have my kit back at least.
Hey, if one of us falls asleep, should we wake the other up or let him sleep?
Man, I mean, after I don't even know. I mean, we do need to sleep, but also that hasn't exactly brought on good things lately, has it?
Honestly, I don't even know what's real, what's not, what's dream, what's not.
Just like, am I awake, right? Because I was sleeping and then I woke up, but I just, I can't even really tell if I slept before. I'm getting confused and I'm just, I mean, what's the point of a rest if you're not actually sleeping? But also, I think I was sleeping. I don't know.
I wish I had the answers for you. And
Lee stands up as well in this. I should probably not be sitting down, right? Yes. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if pacing for 2 hours is really gonna be productive right now either.
it's up to you, kiddo. But whatever you choose, I've got your back.
Well, I mean, Mavli was close to taking watch, so I mean, I guess maybe we say we'd wake her up if one of us nods off, but I do my best not to unless I already have, but who knows at this point, right?
I don't know if that's the case, maybe we should just stay up as much as we can and not let our watch lapse.
I will say last time when I thought I was awake, it did seem when my kit disappeared again, seems like I'm just having a hard time keeping track of that. And I thought I saw Nona move, or maybe not move, but just she was just not where I thought she was, and I can't really explain it. But then she was fine. It's not like she was the nameless one or anything after that. So I guess maybe nothing happened. I don't know.
Maybe she was sleepwalking or something.
I mean, my kit came back to her bag somehow, so
People do things sometimes when they're asleep and they don't even know it. Especially with everything we've seen and gone through. I don't know, that doesn't seem like too far-fetched of an idea.
yeah,
For
maybe
someone to do things without them knowing.
you know, I have been trying to carve lately while taking rests. Man, what if I was putting it away and thought I'm wondering if I was misplacing it. Nona seems to earnestly be trying to give it back. I think. I don't know. If I nod off, maybe keep an eye on my kit if you would.
Of course. I will say it doesn't seem like if she is taking it, it doesn't seem like she's doing it on purpose.
Well, I certainly wouldn't be giving it away on purpose either, but I don't know. I think I lost I'm just not keeping track of the things that I have right now, and I don't know why. So
As the conversation dwindles to its natural end, Lee paces around a little bit longer. The exhaustion from the day eventually takes its toll, and she sits down once again and starts carving, and slowly her eyelids get heavy and she dozes off to sleep. Edie notices this, and I'm assuming based on your conversation that you let her sleep.
I'll try to nudge her awake very gently. And if she doesn't respond to that, then in that case, I would let her sleep.
Okay.
Did you say you were gonna wake Natalie?
She does not respond. I would like you to make a sanity saving throw, Edie.
with advantage.
Wait, oh boy. That's a 3.
After half an hour, you begin to notice the stench of decay, accompanied by the sound of buzzing. As you look over at your compatriots, you notice that the flies and the smells are coming from them. They've all been gutted by your hand. Looking down, you notice the dripping crimson knife in your hands. Small flecks of warm, sticky flesh stuck to your arms, all the way past the elbow. It's right then that you feel it. The cruel smile on your face. The spatter of blood on your face and in your hair. As laughter slowly grows, you recognize the voice as your own. And worst of all, you feel proud of your work. You begin to repeat that infernal phrase, Dahafwik Ma, Dahafwik Ma, Dahafwik Ma, over and over again, while your laughter grows in intensity. And then you realize the laughter is in your own voice, but it's not coming from your own mouth.
Can I attempt to try to snap out of whatever this is?
You attempt to snap out of it. Make a wisdom saving throw.
God damn it.
Oh no.
Another 3.
Oh,
You
Hold on. I do have advantage against being frightened. Does this count at all for wisdom
you know
saves?
what? I'll give it to you.
Thank you, kind and merciful TM.
None of this bodes well, you guys.
That's a 7.
All right.
I'm sorry,
Edie,
guys.
Edie, you take 20 stress damage.
Oh.
You also
Have I
now
breached
have
100?
not quite.
Okay.
You also now have the fear that you will murder the party.
Cool.
And after a few moments of hearing your voice coming from somewhere else, laughing, you find yourself hunched. You find yourself hunched over the sleeping body of Quinn. A knife in your hands, poised to strike.
Can I get within my wits enough to just throw it to the side?
You have now become aware of your actions.
I'm gonna
And
immediately throw it as far away from myself as I can.
Who does it hit?
Okay.
I'm not throwing it at anybody. I'm throwing it just away from myself and away from the party.
Okay.
I'm just muttering, no. No, this is not happening. This is not happening. None of this is real. And I'm pinching myself to see if any of this is a dream or not.
Gradually, your senses return. And what you saw as your mutilated, eviscerated companions returns to their silently sleeping bodies. The fear, however, remains. And then your watch ends.
I'm gonna go ahead and wake go to Mavly and just make sure first and foremost I have nothing in my hands that could hurt her.
Mm-hmm.
And then just gently shake her. Rise and shine.
Oh, yeah. She's gonna sit up and kind of stretch. Oh God. Okay.
Lee
Are you
fell
okay?
asleep. I tried to wake her and she wasn't waking up, but she's alive.
You know, kind of relatable content. You look a little shaken up there. Everything okay?
No,
No.
I saw y'all just dead and mutilated, and the worst part was I did it.
Well, Edie, could you have been asleep too?
No, I was awake. There's no way this. I would.
Okay. We're gonna. All right, and one more time, we're gonna breathe in for 4, and then we're gonna go out for 4, right? And now we're gonna think about like something that you can touch, right? So you wanna hold hands real quick, or do you have something that you like to like? I had a piece of sea glass in my bag that my little bitty buddy didn't think to bring with us.
No,
It's
don't give me anything sharp, please.
Okay, so just maybe rub your shirt so you feel it. Yeah. And her shirt is not covered in blood or anything, right, Z?
No.
I think Kevin has
She's
blood.
fine. Okay, good. So just something you can touch, right? And something you can smell, like the campfire, right? Right? That's real, right? And
It
you can
smelled like
hear,
you guys were.
but that's not now, is it? No, not now. Not
No,
now.
you're right.
Not now. So we're focused on right now. I'm awake and you're awake and Lee's sleeping. Look at you being amazing and letting her get some extra sleep.
I tried to wake her and she wasn't. She was too tired to wake up.
Yep. And then some weird shit happened, huh? Yeah, this place is real fucked up. But you know, all right, you can touch things, you can smell things, you can hear things. Yeah. Yeah.
I've been around a long time. I mean, not granted, not around as long of a time as you, but I've been around a while, and I
What's your favorite thing in the whole wide world, Edie?
but my community,
Well,
really,
that's not really a thing. It's more like a society. Like if you could have anything in the world right now.
my sanity.
Okay. Well, you know what? Mavely's gonna put her hands together and she's gonna make like she's gonna use her little conjuration thing. I forget what the fuck it's called. I apologize. And she's gonna make this little marble and it swirls on the inside. And she's gonna say, look, this is just like, you just hold on to this. And she's gonna hand it to Edie. Keep it in your pocket. It's only gonna last for like a day. But for right now, it'll help you get through, okay? Because it'll be all right. Sanity is a relative thing, baby boo, just like this, kind of relative. You just roll with it. Sometimes it's a little fucked up. And other people are going to judge you based on what you consider sane and what's not. But you know what you do? Your soul is always going to whisper the truth to you. You just have to listen to it. Okay? I promise it'll be all right.
Thank you, Mavely.
So why don't you lay down, like maybe next to Wid, because I find her to be extraordinarily comforting. And maybe not too close because she might wake up like a bear or something. So, but kind of close, and just relax. And you can hold on to this and like roll it in your hands, but like I said, after a couple hours, it's going to vanish. So don't panic when that happens. And God, don't tell anybody that I can do that. Okay. Because the last time I did it in front of people that didn't really believe in magic, I had a real big problem. Okay.
I
Okay.
promise you, I won't say a word.
That's good. Okay. So
Thank you.
I'm going to wake up Nona and then we'll help you get settled in. Okay. So that way there's not just one person awake. Nona, I'm going to reach over and like wiggle Nona's foot from a distance because I don't want to get swung at.
Before that happens, two things. One, Edie, I'm going to grant you an inspiration point because that was amazing. Secondly, Nona, you are dreaming.
Fuck.
You have a dream of your grandchild, the missing one,
Ulrich.
growing up in a place that you are unfamiliar with, among many faces that you do not recognize. As time passes, your grandchild is twisted by those around them, and though they're dressed as a follower of Ilmater, the now teenager engages in despicable acts unbecoming of any citizen of the realm. You watch them take, hurt, and pillage in the name of a god that you yourself know would be against such brazen acts. There's a darkness in your grandchild's heart, fueled by a hatred which you feel burns for you. You watch as they grow up, never knowing your love, only knowing the ways of those whom you have spent your entire life fighting against. And then you are shaken awake.
That's quite a dream. See, I'm impressed. Good job. Yeah. Is it time? Hello?
Yeah. Hi. Are you
Hi.
good? Are you good? No Warhammer grabbing? No swinging?
No, unless you're not who.
Nobody seems to be around, but I think Edie might need a little help relaxing.
I can light
So-
my incense.
Would that help, Edie? Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, let's do
Let's
that.
do that. That's a good plan. We're
Cool.
working together. Cool.
She's gonna take her block of incense, I don't know how much to put in the censer, Z. I'm assuming you only put a little bit in.
Well, it depends. It depends how long you want it to burn.
How long does the whole thing last? And then I'll go from there.
A single block of incense?
Yeah.
Probably a couple hours.
Okay, I only need like 20 minutes of it.
Yeah, you can break it in half.
Well, that would, you said several hours. That would be like, can I use like I don't know, a sixth of it?
Sure.
Okay. All right, so she puts it in her censer. She gets a tinderbox out. Uses that to kindle a fire and lights it. She doesn't trust the fire that no one lit. And then she sets it down. And it's powerful, but it's also with the intention of Ilmater, so it's holy.
Mm-hmm.
And in her mind, at least, it's driving away all that could hurt us. At least for a time.
Oh, I forgot. Edie and Mavly both recover 5 stress damage. And I think for the sensor little ritual here, that will be 4 stress damage.
For all 3 of us?
The ones that are awake for it.
So the 3.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
Mavly's kind of gonna like help Edie get. Is it hot or is it cold?
The incense?
No, the ambient temperature.
The temperature,
Oh.
it's chilly.
So Edie, she's gonna help Edie kind of get into her bedroll and kind of tuck her in a little bit, and like maybe like pull her cloak and Edie's cloak and roll it up as like a pillow and just relax.
Probably, I'd say it's about like mid 40 degrees.
That's
So, you know,
chilly.
and just breathe and think some, like, you know, your exercises that you talked about, like just breathe through it, and when you exhale, just imagine like all of the stress lifting from you and your body just gets a little heavier and you just relax. You'll be
If it's
okay.
40 degrees Celsius, y'all are dying.
Yeah,
we're-
Sudi's fine.
I choose life.
40 degrees Celsius is like triple digits in Fahrenheit. It's
Exactly. Yeah.
crazy hot.
Life. So yeah. Okay, you good? We're just, you know, and we got this. Ellie is a freaking badass. And Ellie's got the little light shield thing too, so she can, if anything happens and you get a little freaked out, just yell and we'll have her light up the area and it'll be fine, right? Right, Ellie?
Yeah, yeah.
See?
I mean, not only am I badass, but so is Mavly. Did you not see her fight off that one thing with like no experience with the warhammer? It was
That
amazing.
one thing.
Yeah,
You're both pretty
completely-
badass.
So are you, Edie. You're
I think
fucking
we're all
amazing.
pretty badass.
Yeah, we're just gonna relax, okay? And we're gonna take a walk around the camp a little bit, and we'll be fine. Maybe we could do some stretches, Nona. Like,
I would love that.
All right. So what you two are doing
Tai Chi.
stretches. Anything else during your 2 hours?
I assume at some point the silence is gonna get a little awkward, and Ellie is gonna like want to broach a conversation, but not.
Oh,
Mhm.
well, I was hoping to bring up like, I was hoping to reminisce about the kids.
Okay, for 2 hours?
No,
Kid, do you know how many stories I have about like random people, like random kids I've taken care of?
Sure, that's fair. Does Mavly want to listen for 2 hours?
Mavly is down.
Okay. Go ahead and make your Constitution saving
God.
throws. Do so at advantage.
We're gossiping.
That'll keep you up all night.
It would keep. I've gossiped on an airplane with a stranger all
What the
night.
hell was that about the whole carving kit thing? Are you thieving shit?
You
You're a
know,
fucking
maybe I am,
paladin.
but
What
it's
the hell
like
is wrong with you?
it's not on purpose.
For real though.
Yeah, for real.
Oh shit! I'm supposed to roll in D&D Beyond. Hold on.
What was this? A Constitution saving throw?
Yes.
Okay, I got a 16.
Okay.
And it's at advantage.
Yes.
Okay, so that was 15 and oh yeah, 15.
And
Seriously,
yeah,
you didn't take it?
not on purpose. I might have. It was in my bag.
Do you think she let
So
me borrow it? Because mine is gone now.
borrow her bag? In my bag?
No,
What?
are you really tired?
Yes.
The carving kit. The carving kit?
Oh,
The carving kit.
oh, right. Yes.
Did you
if
take other
ask-
shit from her bag? That you didn't know it was the carving kit? Is there other stuff from other people in your bag? Do we need to go through your bag?
We can go through my bag.
We should probably go through your bag.
Yeah, let's go through it.
Is there any
We'll dump all my stuff out.
and repack her bag?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything.
So you dump out Nona's bag. In among Nona's other things, you spot a doll.
Duh. Oh, I don't like that.
Is it a familiar doll?
Yes, it is a familiar doll.
Is that yours?
Nona.
Or is that Quinn's? Because you each had one, right?
Is it the doll that I had?
It is the first doll.
This
it
is the
Quinn's
doll
doll?
from the missing kids. This is Quinn's doll.
Let's give this back to Quinn. Or you can take it.
I don't think Quinn noticed it was missing. Okay, you know who should carry it? Which one of us thinks we have the best chance of actually making it to the kids? Because the kids are going to be scared and want their doll back. So
Probably Wid.
Probably Wid. We
Yeah,
should give Wid the doll.
we should give her the doll.
Soul survivor Wid.
Also, Mavely, if I fall asleep, wake
You
me
are
up.
not falling asleep.
Wake me up. You are allowed to pour
Yep,
water on my
no,
face.
We are not going to sleep.
Am I allowed to wake you up if you fall asleep?
We're not falling asleep, Nona. Like,
I
we're not gonna
know.
fall asleep.
Okay, I know that. But
If
even
we
but
have
if,
to play slaps, we're gonna do it. There's no
Okay.
stopping. We can even
Excellent.
get back up and do more calisthenics, or I'd rather not do
Mhm.
that. That might fuck some shit up. But we can we can
We'll
do the
do
whole like we can play
calisthenics.
hand slaps. Have you ever done that as a like?
oh yes,
Yes,
I always
we
let my
Yeah,
well,
Gimli was a cheating brat with that. Never
So
gonna
as-
cheat again though.
As the two of you play hand slap to stay awake. About 2 hours pass by with nothing significant happening.
Fucking finally, Nona.
Oh,
Do we know who we're supposed to wake up next? I feel like
You don't. You get to pick.
we should maybe like Wid had a little fucked up situation.
Sudi's been
No.
sleeping the longest.
I was going to suggest Wid and Sudi together.
Wid and Sudi would probably be good, and then we can tell Wid about the doll.
Yeah.
This is a plan. Okay, who do you want to wake up, the bear or the scary one?
I love how
can
the
wake
bear
up
is
you.
not the scary one.
Which one would you rather wake up, Mavely? I can do the other one.
We could Rochambeau for it, because I figure if we do it wrong, one of us is going to get bitten and the other one's going to get stabbed. But if we
Stabbed.
do it right, we might live.
Right, ready?
Okay.
Wait, if you win, then
This
you
is a
wake up.
terrible plan. I'll do Sudi. Okay.
Okay. You'll do Sudi? Okay.
No. I want to do it. I changed my mind. I'm gonna walk up to Wid. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm gonna lean down to Wid really, really close, and I'm gonna say "Tough like mom," really quietly.
Why? Can you roll
Super
like
quiet.
a stealth or something to see if my passive perception hears it?
Well,
Or
she's sleeping, so it would be her passive perception. And if you're trying to wake her up, then you would
What?
wake her up,
no, I mean I'm awake.
right?
I'm just
You want to hear Mavely. You
I
want
want
to know
to see
you
if
hear
if I could hear what Mavely just said.
Oh, okay. Sure. Mavely, make a. Were you saying it in such a way that you were trying to hide it from Nona?
I just leaned down super, super close to Wid's ear and said it. Yeah. Super quiet.
Sure. Okay. Make a stealth check real quick,
You just
and
gotta
I will use Nona's passive perception.
Where is that? Oh, there it is. 17.
Okay, yeah, Nona, you don't
Yeah,
notice.
no, I didn't hear anything. Fantastic. Great. I don't want to hear it anyway.
You really don't.
Don't. That would be. We have a good thing going, and you don't want to fuck it up.
We'll get a little louder. Wid, can you wake up, please, Wid? It's your turn.
I don't know. Can I wake up?
Yeah, you can wake up whenever you like. 'Cause
I
she's
don't
actively-
ever wake up.
Nona,
Being dead.
Nona, she's
Also an
really not
option.
waking up. Nona.
She's gonna be tough to wake up this time.
I don't want to touch her because I'm afraid she'll like get grumpy, and I've been trying to kind of whisper.
All right.
What should I do?
One second. Sudi. And she just like rocks her from the shoulder.
He squirms and gets up.
It's time for your watch.
She nods, climbs to her feet.
I'm gonna go help Mavli wake up Wid, who's sleeping like a bear in winter. So she goes over. Do you want me to just try it?
I'm a little like, we woke up sister that one time and she like,
Yeah, that's true. Well,
Wid,
I know you're supposed to let sleeping bears lie.
but
If they're taking too long, Sudi's gonna do it.
No, I'll do it. She goes down. She goes,
maybe
So
she
threatening.
shake her foot.
Wid. No. She'll just do the same thing and shake her from the shoulder.
Oh, Mavli backs way up.
How roughly are you shaking?
Like a jostle.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's gonna be enough.
You need like a.
Maybe this.
Taken, not stirred.
Maybe we should pick somebody else. Is Wid breathing?
Well, if she's not gonna wake up,
I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna
Maybe I
hurt
can wake
her.
up Quinn. I'm gonna. Sudi, do you mind taking a watch with Quinn?
That is okay.
Okay. I'm gonna go over to Quinn and be like, hey Quinn. Quinn a hawk. None of them are waking up.
Pull
No,
her
no,
up.
And wakes up. It's so
Okay.
nice to finally sleep.
I'm so sorry. Is it your turn for watch, maybe?
Is it?
Do you mind? I can't get Wid to wake up. So
Yeah, let's give this another try.
I have faith in you, little bitty buddy. Okay. Do you mind if I lay down on your blankets? Because mine are gone.
I don't mind at all.
Thanks.
Also, Quinn, we found your doll found its way into my bag.
I forgot
don't
all about
know.
that.
Yeah, you can have it back. I don't want it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so here you go. I'm sorry that it got into my bag.
You.
Also, we were thinking maybe Wid could carry it if we wanted to make sure for sure, got
to the kids.
to the kids.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Because I bet they don't even know Wid, and if Wid shows up and she has something that reminds them of home, they'll trust her a little bit more, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I'll give it to her.
When she
So-
wakes up.
Yeah. For the next one. Okay.
Okay.
Now we
Alright.
discuss Sudi and Quinn's watch.
So we have Sudi and Quinn. What are Sudi and Quinn doing on watch?
Well, Sudi was rather affected at her uselessness in the last fight, and she's trying to boost her spirits
by beating up Quinn?
By remembering a song from her people.
Oh, okay. What type of song? Is it like a war song? Is it like a lullaby?
It's a song that her
A dirge.
fighting group would chant to get themselves ready to go out.
Oh, okay. So it's like a battle.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Wouldn't that be really loud?
She's doing it quietly,
Okay.
just to herself. Though Quinn would probably hear it too.
For the whole 2 hours?
No, just the beginning part.
Okay.
Through the darkness I will crawl. I can sense where you are. The spider hunts through me. I'll weave a web of strength and cunning. I'll net you in my trap. The sands will show the form and bones of those who dare attack. Then she repeats that again.
Very nice. I'm gonna grant Sudi inspiration for that because you wrote that song for this, and that is so cool. All right.
Good
What
song,
is
Sudi.
what is Quinn doing?
Is going to be standing, pacing. She's failed all of her watches before, so she's just gonna try and stay awake.
Yeah, and Quinn is still absolutely exhausted.
Mhm.
Okay, so you're just gonna kind of like stand there and try to keep an eye and make sure nobody dies?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Quinn looks exhausted.
Oh yeah, Quinn looks exhausted. She's absolutely just dragged. Yeah, she's
Well, seeing that, while Sudi is thinking of her people, she tries to cheer up Quinn with another song. Look to the sky, it will show you. Look to your feet, they will lead you. And the spider, it will guide you through the light, through the night, through the world.
I love
right.
it.
Listen, I can only give you one inspiration at a time. All right. So I would like both of you to make your Constitution saving throws.
I think Quinn would also like to talk to Sudi about the gnome dream that she had.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like,
Ooh, I only got a 9.
Awesome.
or con save?
Yeah.
Save. Are my saves at disadvantage?
Your saves are not.
But they're
Nine.
not an advantage either, right?
Nope, just regular.
9.
9. All right, I love it. Okay, let me real quick get to where I need to be in my huge ass document. Don't worry, it's not too bad.
I don't believe you.
Here,
Well, it
everybody has
depends.
inspiration. It'll be fine.
Yeah, you've got
Yeah,
inspiration.
she has inspiration.
Oh yeah, I could re-roll that with inspiration. Is it too late?
It's too late now. I'm already looking this up,
Okay.
but it won't be that bad. Okay. I have a nifty little table. sleeping heroes if they all fall asleep. Awesome.
Is it though?
Mm-hmm. Okay. You all wake up with a long rest. Your exhaustion, if you have any, is cut in half. So if you have 1, it's gone. If you had 2, it's down to 1.
Is this in real life or dreaming?
No, it's real. You wake up rested.
Oh, and what was it that Quinn told Sudi about? Doing their what?
About the gnome?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So what did she say?
Do you remember that gnome that we passed who was missing his legs and hanging from the tree?
Twice.
You saw him again. I dreamed of him. Wasn't
You can actually see that gnome.
we can see him?
Yes. He's hanging in the tree.
How far away?
Not super far. He's within your line of sight.
Did you know that gnome?
No, I definitely did not know him. But yet he was in my dream, and I feel like if I'm not going to visit him right now to take a closer look, because I feel like we did probably become more acquainted in my dream than we did in real life, that before we leave our campground, that I definitely need to take a closer look at him. And maybe that patch of paper that was stuck to his chest. He was still alive in my dream. So it's really unfortunate that this was his fate. But maybe we can make him
Did he
feel.
say anything?
Did he say anything?
You saw him before he died. In your dream, did he say something to you?
No, he didn't. There were no words.
Well, if you want to look at the paper later, I don't see why you shouldn't do that.
Okay, thank you. And I was thinking it might be maybe if you agree, or if everybody might agree or just not disagree, that maybe we could take him down from there. That's a terrible way to be left not alive.
What is the custom of your people?
I'm just really exhausted that I don't know at this moment.
You don't know the custom of your people when you see one of your own dead?
Pretty standard. I mean, certainly don't leave your kind hanging in a tree to be left dead. That's definitely disrespectful.
Sudi seems a little confused at the thought of a body being in a tree, but she doesn't disagree with you.
See, I'm still learning all the practices and rituals that we go through, so I'm not entirely familiar with them all just yet.
Sweetie nods.
But maybe we start by taking him out of the tree at some point.
Okay.
Okay.
And as the conversation grows to its natural conclusion, the two continue on their watch, both at some point feeling the weight of exhaustion, sitting down, and each in their own time falling asleep during their watch. Everybody, however, gets a long rest, including my two vigilant watchstanders who will discuss the ramifications of next week, because
Feel like we chose poorly.
it is because it is that time. So here we go. I'll stop the recording and we will end for tonight.
These two have such chaotic energy. They're just bouncing off of each other.